Hey, this is Mike, Seder 42 Vinyl. I'm gonna do another video. I haven't done a vinyl haul video in a while. I've been doing a lot of amplified assignment videos with Roger, my friend, who we have been doing videos with where we give each other albums. We discuss those albums. They're generally albums that we haven't heard from each other before, so it's like new music to us. Then we take those albums back, listen to them, review them, and then talking about them after we've listened to them for a while. But besides that, I still am buying vinyl records. I have not stopped my collecting. I've definitely slowed down. I hit 3,100, like right around there. So that's where I'm sitting right now with my collection, and that's a lot of records. So I have slowed down, not a lot, but probably I've been buying maybe half of what I used to. One month I only bought 4 or 5 records, but other months it's been 10 or so or less. So what I wanted to do was just show some albums of some indie rock that I bought that I am really enjoying. Some new reissues and some brand new albums from 2026. So let's just get right into it. The first album I want to show is from a band called Pony. These guys are from Toronto, Canada. They are like an indie pop or even a little bit of a Britpop sound to them. Very melodic. The songs are great. This is an album where I saw the cover in a list for new releases. I was like, that kind of looks interesting. I'm always interested in female-fronted groups, so I was immediately curious. I streamed it and I was just like, I need to have this album. So I purchased the colored version here. This is like a Coke bottle green with the red in the center. I got this from Amazon. It's a fantastic album. This album right now is definitely sitting in my top 10 of the year for sure. I highly doubt with the amount of music that I've been buying that it's probably gonna lose steam with me. So yeah, really good stuff here. Female singer, it kind of has that 90s Britpop sound, melodic, it's just great, fantastic. And another album that I got that's in the pop punk category, again, super melodic. These guys are from Nashville, Tennessee. This is Winona Fighter, and this is My Apologies to the Chef. Great pop punk here, really energetic, super melodic, fantastic stuff. I really like this record. The album is just fantastic. I really like this one. Highly recommend it. Check it out. I got it on white. I ordered it. I think I ordered this one through Spotify, their store through Spotify. In Spotify, you can create playlists based on what you kind of put in the prompt. It's like an AI playlist that gets created. And I put pop punk or female fronted punk bands, and it just made me a playlist. I said, create this playlist. And it created about, and you can can put in there 100 songs and I was just randomly doing that while I was doing something else, and these guys popped on. I think it was a cool way to discover new bands, because there was a lot of bands that it played for me, that it put into the playlist that I had never heard before, and Winona Fighter was one of them. And these guys are fantastic. They're actually on a tour currently, I think, or coming up. They've been opening for some bands. They have a new single that just came out, actually a brand new single. Really catchy, energetic, great pop punk here.
Put over and I'm getting closer to blowing my fucking brains out of money. Ain't it lovely to do the same old thing? I don't even know if I really even know what's going down, but do I even wanna know? Hey, who just walks away? Got a sharp and nice. I just can't play nice. I just can't play. Just a little stressed out. Is anybody else stressed out? I'm a little stressed out. Just a little stressed out. Is anybody else stressed out?
And this is a record that I spent quite a bit on. It's an LA band from the 90s. I love this band. I like all their albums. I am a fan of the lead singer-songwriter of the band. I'm also a fan of the bassist, and I had just read or listened to her new book, the Melissa Oftermauer book. I think it's The Good Girls Will Cry. That's the title. And this album came out probably at the end of last year. It says here it came out October 25, and it was issued by, I think it's the Interscope. They have this vinyl club that they release certain albums, and they have limited presses. I think this was pressed 3,000 copies, and it was a 2 vinyl set, and it has an alternate cover, which is just basically a colored version of the picture, a slightly different picture, but from the same photo shoot of the band. And that is Hole. This is Celebrity Skin. And man, this album really impressed me. It is very melodic. It's very pop oriented. I almost would say that it kind of has power pop tendencies in here. There are some really super catchy, great songs on here. So all 3 of her albums up to this point, Pretty on the Inside, Live Through This, and then Celebrity Skin, they're all unique in my opinion. Pretty on the Inside is really raw, really punk, really dirty, lo-fi, and then Live Through This is grunge, right into the grunge phase. It has some melodic pop elements, but it's mostly a grunge album or just an alternative rock album. And then Celebrity Skin, listening to the book, you know, how Melissa talks about how this album got created. There was a long hiatus between Live Through This and this album. I know that she got some help with songwriting. Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins wrote the song Celebrity Skin, or at least helped write it, helped bring it together. And he did a little bit of pre-production on the album where they maybe recorded demos, did some writing together with him. So there's a bit of influence there. But man, this album, when I started playing it, I really did not realize how much I was going to really enjoy this record. I think it's fantastic. It is my favorite album from Hole, and I like all three albums of Courtney's stuff that she put out. I haven't listened to the newer stuff after this. I think there's 2 albums that she did after this that are solo albums. I don't believe they were under the Hole name. I believe they were under her name, and she's working on new material, which I'm excited for. I am a fan of Courtney's. I don't buy into all the kind of bullshit about her. But yeah, I really love this album. And this album in particular, I had to pay quite a bit for because it doesn't seem like this version of the album is going to be repressed, at least not. It's not indicating that on the website. This was part of that Interscope Vinyl Club, and according to that, these versions of the album, the special editions that they're pressing, are supposedly limited. They may repress the regular album again, and that would be cool. It's really good. But yeah, this one has a couple extra songs, and the extra songs are really good. I think this album as a whole is just perfect. I love it.
It's not a fight.
Another album that was recently repressed that absolutely needed it, because the original repress, or the repress that came out just a couple years ago of this, didn't sound that great. And it being the only version of the album that I had, I didn't have it on CD or anything, I was okay with the version because there was really no way for me to compare it to anything else. That version of the album wasn't an audiophile version or anything like that. So I really didn't know if that was the way the album sounded originally on CD or anything like that. But now that I have this version of the Jellyfish album, man, is there a huge difference between the single album version and this double version on what they call the vinylphile version. This was a great idea, and I am so glad they did it. You know, I'm not really an audiophile person. I have a video you can go back and watch where I did some comparisons between some audiophile pressings. So audiophile pressings are not all made the same. There isn't a consistency even in the audiophile pressings, because some audiophile pressings don't sound as good as the original releases. But for something like this that only ever came out on CD originally and was repressed, there's an in-between press on this, and then there's that newer one I was talking about, and then there's this one. This is definitely the one to get. I think that this kind of stuff, especially from the 90s, stuff that's was only on CD, stuff that may have been pressed during this vinyl boom just to get it out there, and the label didn't really necessarily care how it sounded. That was unfortunate, and I am so glad that they went back and repressed this in a quality version. And this, they nailed it. This sounds so amazing. The instrumentation separation is amazing. It's pressed much louder, so everything is much more clearer. I don't have to turn the amplifier up super loud, and when I do turn it up, everything comes through, man. You can hear every single instrument, and it just sounds amazing. I highly recommend it if you can get this. This one is a little bit more expensive than some of the other ones that they had. I think it's because it's a double album, but I'm not sure. Quality stuff here. Great, and a fantastic album. One of my favorite albums of all time at this point.
So close.
I just have one more in the indie rock category, and that is the Blake Babies. This is God Bless the Blake Babies. This is a Boston band from the 90s mostly, but this is a album that they had a reunion, and Juliana Hatfield got back together with the original members. They did this album, God Bless the Blake Babies. Evan Dando plays on this as well on one song, I think. So they kind of had some people come into the studio and do stuff, and this came out in 2001. It's a really good record. It sounds great. It feels like it's just like the next album in their series of 90s records, because it doesn't sound modern to me. It really has a 90s feel to it, an indie feel to it. It's kind of perfect, and the songs are great. I'm just a huge fan of Juliana Hatfield, so she can do no wrong in my opinion. I like everything that she puts out to varying degrees. There's some stuff I like way more than other things. Juliana puts out quality material every single time. Yeah, I would recommend this for sure. I got this on the Splatter. This is American Laundromat have been exclusively been repressing Juliana Hatfield material, including the Blake Babies stuff. So it's been really cool to every few months be able to get a album with Juliana Hatfield on it. Yeah, they released Made in China recently, the album Bed, and there's so many more albums that I'm hoping that they will continue to reissue a few that still have not been on vinyl. Looking forward to those. But yeah, God Bless the Blake Babies. This was, like I said, a reunion album with the original members, and it's fantastic. I really enjoyed listening to this. All right, that's my indie rock pickups from so far 2026. I hope you like that. Like, subscribe, comment, and go back and watch our amplified assignment videos that me and Roger have been doing. All right, thanks. Bye.